rest of his life. You know what I mean? It's toit, and you know, there you go. That's it. That's, you know, what more you can say about all that kind of stuff. But just so everyone knows on the Facebook, when you get a hold of Jerry Lynn, I'm sure Jerry Lynn will eventually come on the show. You know, whatever. I mean, fuck.
And then we also have IBelieveInWrestling.com. We have the Morphoplex.com, and just Google the Larry Z and see what a real man looks like, because he's you know, no one wants to watch Coffee Kingston. No offense to Coffee Kingston.
Well, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and watch some Larry Zbyszko matches, for fuck's sake. Then you know what we're talking about. Watch him versus Bruno. I mean, you can go on. You can't even go on to YouTube and see Larry versus Bruno with the 55,000 people in Shea Stadium. You can't see that on there. But if you go to Google, put in Larry Zbyszko, that match will come up. I just watched it earlier tonight. Actually, it's really great. I mean, as great as Bruno was, fucking Larry Zbyszko made Bruno look like a murderer. You know what I mean? Like, he made him look like a murderer, and that's what it's all about. You know.
Well, I don't mean to rag on anyone. No, I shouldn't even be naming names when I do that. That's you know, cheap to, you know, bring up Coffee Kingston, because as we see, you know, some of these guys are just, you know, there's the oppressive thumb of the McMahons that are keeping them under for some reason, just shitting on money. You know, I mean, you have your you know, De Niro's, you know, they leave the E, and he's gold. Orlando Jordan, I would never, you know, think it, and if TNA doesn't screw it up, he's fucking money. You know, so.
Yeah, you're right. The Pope and Orlando Jordan both suck shit. Watch this. I'm going to pick this Skype. I'm just going to put it on there, Violence Jack, so maybe we'll hear something in the background. If we hear something in the background, we know what's going on. But, yeah, those guys sucked in WWE. I bet there's a bunch of guys that probably could rule if you just gave them a chance to talk their own shit instead of giving them a script and just let them do what they do. I mean, no one gave Dusty Rhodes a script, I would imagine.
Well, I know that not everybody can get a push at the same time, but, I mean, you know, when I haven't watched WWE and, like, you know, coming up on 5 years, really, when I haven't really followed other than what I see online, you know, I watched, you know, WrestleMania 23. I didn't even watch Ric Flair's retirement match. I didn't even see Shawn Michaels say I love you. I've just seen that on, you know, like YouTube and shit. I watched, you know, the One Night Stand pay-per-views, and every time I watch, I'm like, man, the same shit's going on. It's the same exact thing. You know, that's one of the things that's missing from the territories. You know, you could, you know, Kane is a guy that, you know, after 6 months to a year in WWWF could have went down and, you know, fought in, you know, Mid-South, and then he could have went over to, you know, Portland and you know, over to AWA, and you know, it's just tired, and, you know, Triple H is, you know, he doesn't even have to be the champion. He doesn't have to be on top. You know, he's a made guy. But I'm tired of seeing him. He's one of the greatest wrestlers. I'll give him that. I mean, Triple H gets over. But I mean, it's boring. It's just boring.
Yeah.
The
show is pretty boring. It could use a good shake-up. And it probably will, though. Eventually, like when Linda McMahon loses this bid for Senate, and if TNA gets any ratings at all on Monday nights, I would imagine they're going to get away from the PG thing, wouldn't you think? And start trying to make it show.
There's no real reason to be PG unless, you know, they're trying to, you know, it's like when you look at, you know, some of the, I mean, WWF was rocking in like 92, 93. Jake Roberts was unleashing the Cobra on Randy Savage, and Ultimate Warrior got locked in the casket, and, you know, shit like that. They had a lot of good shit on this. And then it got real bad. And that's during the steroid scandal. You know, it's like WWF, they're under a microscope. I understand that. You know, there's going to be lots of, you know, people being critical about what they do. But, I mean, God, you got a talented guy like Shelton Benjamin there, and you show him off, but then you don't do anything with him. And there's no reason why he shouldn't be in title contention. You got, you know, all these guys. Charlie Haas is a guy that, you know, should talk Shelton Benjamin into quitting his job. They should come down and back up Angle in the TNA. But whatever.
Well, let me talk to 406. You're on the air now. What do you think about Larry Zbyszko?
Well, I don't know what I think about him. I enjoyed watching him for years, but this is Jerry Lynn's webmaster. Reese.
Oh, Reese.
Yeah, I just
Reese.
wanted to call. I can't understand what's going on, except that he's probably turned his phone off. I called and left him a voicemail. I sent him an email, short of hitting the road and heading to Nashville. I don't know. But,
it's okay. Listen, I mean, what this was like I said before. Mr. California, who does a lot of our producing, set this one up, and you can't find him anywhere. You don't know where he is. And it happens. It just happens because people get busy and things happen. You never know what people are up to. It's okay. It ain't no thing. I mean, Jerry Lynn's one of our favorites of all time. It's not a problem.
Ditto. I think the problem is that he didn't tell me he had the interview. I saw it online in Facebook, and so if he would just let me know these things, I could remind him. So I didn't. Oh, it's all right.
Hey, what? I know you wanted me to tell everyone what the real Facebook. I looked for the real Facebook address like the facebook.com/whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find it, but I gave everybody, just look for his, his information.
It's got a picture of him wrestling Scott Summers, Mr. Showtime from ACW in Austin, Texas. And
it says Reese Chambers on the side of it. Like my JerryFNland.com is run by Reese Chambers, and this whole profile. So that's the real profile. That is it.
That's the real one. Yep, that's it. He will probably be humble and say, "Why would anyone else want to pretend to be him?" But so many wrestlers admire him and have learned from him. And he doesn't promote himself at all or see his total worth. He does a little but not much, and so that's what I do. I just promote him every opportunity I get, so the promoters know that he is still working and he can get work and get interviews and just get the exposure. Well,
well, obviously he can. I mean, he's Jerry Lynn. But how did you hook up with that? I mean, do you just know him somehow?
I met him in 2005 in Orlando at a fan fest for Bound for Glory, and I just went to see some of his shows, the indie shows around where we used to live in Wisconsin, and we got to be friends. So, and then when he got into MySpace, we had more contact, and finally I bought a pair of his wrestling tights. And he brought them to me at a show, and his wife suggested he give me a call to thank me, so he did, and it just sort of took off from there. So. Well,
there you go, and now you're doing his website, JerryFNland.com.
Yep.
Oh.
That's it. Yeah. Mhm.
And you're doing his Facebook account. And,
yes.
And so you're pretty much in contact with him all the time, like if somebody writes to you about a booking or something like that, or does he have a booking agent?
No, he does all his own booking. They will write to the website email, and I pick those up and forward them on to him. I'll give them his phone number or email, whichever they want, and let him work it out with them. But I'm just sort of that little go-between person. I don't do any of the booking part of it for him, just relay the information. So, but I guess he trusts me, or he wouldn't let me do it. So that's a good thing. I'm happy.
No, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Well, then everyone knows how to get a hold of him in the future for any kind of promotions. Oh, yeah. Get a hold of Reese to book Jerry Lynn for matches. I mean, this guy kills in matches, even on an indie. Like even in an indie, just in front of like nobody, the dude kills. Yes. Right? I mean,
he'll work in front of two people.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it myself before, and he just kills every time.
Mm-hmm.
So
he does.
We love Jerry Lynn. We're not mad about it. We don't get mad about shit. I mean, we do this for fun, and we do this for fun. And the guy who booked this for us, Mr. California, our producer, he's fucking AOL. We don't AOL? No, AWOL. And we don't know where he is, and so we don't know where Jerry is. We know where he is. I think they're probably in jail together somewhere, and then we'll hear about it. We'll hear about later tonight or next week.
Well, if they are, it should be a good story. So, someone was just trying to call me, and I'm thinking maybe it was Jerry. So I hope he got one of my messages. Maybe he'll still give you a call tonight. So.
All right.